People like to talk about Minecraft's early years like the game was this perfect standalone experience that spread joy to the whole internet all at once because it was just that gosh darn good. And while that's mostly true, I don't think base game Minecraft is the only one to thank for the game's initial success. When people tell this story of Minecraft history, they always seem to forget the one special thing that really helped carry Minecraft to legendary status in those scrappy first years. Servers. Seriously, early Minecraft servers played one of the most important parts in helping the game develop a community when it was still starting out. And what's cool about looking back on these servers now is that they are unrecognizable from what Minecraft servers look like today. Lobbies and central hubs that now host sprawling cityscapes and fancy menus used to just be little walls with signs on them. Minigames were small and scrappy, and there wasn't really a concrete template for what it meant to be a successful Minecraft server. The biggest names of those early years would go on to determine the future of Minecraft, and it was anybody's ocean to conquer. All a server needed to make a name for themselves was quality, creativity, and the willingness to take big risks. Or more succinctly, balls. In this sea of competing fish, Mineplex was a jet-propelled bull hippo with laser cannons. So much of the online Minecraft community's golden age was built on the foundation of this minigame server, cementing it as a fundamental piece of the history and popularity of this game. Now it's been 2 years since Mineplex went offline, and I cannot stop thinking about it. How did such an essential piece of Minecraft community and history fall so far from glory? Will we ever see it again? And after so many years, does the server's legacy as one of Minecraft's most beloved gathering spaces still mean anything? I don't know, let's talk about it. Like anybody else who played on this server at one point or another, I have a weird relationship with Mineplex. Personally, I can say that I am thankful for the quadruple-digit hours of memories this Minecraft minigame server has given me in my crucial developing years where I was supposed to be forming social skills. But after years of watching rampant hackers, disappointing minigames, and just a general decay of Mineplex's whole everything, not too long ago I joined the rest of the server's dwindling player base and jumped ship, hoping that maybe someday, somehow, the server would return to its glory days. And despite the god-awful state of Mineplex in its last remaining years since I left, carrying maybe a triple-digit player count on a good day, I still could not believe that it shut down. For so long, I had always just imagined that Mineplex would continue to stand tall as the #1 minigame server for, I guess, forever. The fact that it was such a unique pioneer of the Minecraft multiplayer genre, such a thriving hub of community and shared culture that meant so much to so many people, that up to that point, I felt like the only conceivable way Mineplex could lose the lights is if the Minecraft minigame community died out completely. And to some degree, that ended up being true. Where minigames used to be the cornerstone of online multiplayer Minecraft, nowadays Hypixel is like the only remaining viable minigame server on Java. I can't even find another server that still runs survival games. They all have the tag for it, but you go there and nope, just kit PvP and economy like everyone else. Clearly there is still a committed player base for fun and well put together Minecraft minigames, but since the closing of Mineplex, Hypixel has kind of blob-style subsumed the entire Minecraft minigame community into it, changing the landscape away from the influence of Mineplex. And I think that's a bad thing, because Hypixel kinda sucks. Okay, hey, it's not awful. And I have spent probably 800 plus lifetime hours on this server since 2014, and I have not given them a single dollar, so I don't get to make requests. But Hypixel, Minecraft's last remaining premier minigame server, is not a good minigame server. First, you've got your dead minigames that nobody plays anymore and will never be fixed or updated to enter a playable state. Hypixel survival games is one of these. I remember when survival games was the big thing in Minecraft, Now this is like the only remaining survival games on any living Minecraft server, and it is the worst that has ever existed. Next, you've got actually fun games. Party games, murder mystery, build battle, and absolutely their new natural disasters game mode. These minigames are a great time, they're creative and interesting, but Hypixel does not have very many of them, and the ones they do have are mostly squirreled away in the rotating arcade lobby. What's really important is their most popular games. Combat games and grindy games. I'm talking duels, bed wars, arena PvP, skyblock. Hypixel may not have invented these games, but they certainly popularized them in the wider server community. And now when you go through a server list, everybody that's anybody has Bed Wars, Skyblock, and some sort of arena thing as their main game modes. And beyond just being repetitive, the real issue I have with this is I don't think we talk enough about how bad Minecraft PvP is. You know that I'm right. Player combat is factually the worst part of Minecraft. It is a half-baked, primitive system of spam clicking and really annoying mechanical oddities held together with duct tape and dried oatmeal. 1.9 made it about 3% better, but it's still a total crapshoot. Now, can Minecraft combat be fun despite this? Absolutely. But is it so fun that basically pure combat PvP should be the only thing anybody plays on servers anymore? No way. This is the root of my beef with Hypixel. If you're bad or even just okay at Minecraft's janky combat, you gotta cross off all of their most popular games right away because you will get annihilated. These are not games for players who just want to kick back and hang out, yet they're the only consistently available options if you want to play Minecraft server minigames. So what makes Mineplex worth talking about today? Well, firstly, because I think any Minecraft server with the sheer brazen godlessness to make a crack house-ass minigame like Wizards deserves to be remembered for something positive. But moreover, because Mineplex at its peak was the ultimate Minecraft server experience. Just look at their survival games. This is probably the server's most important minigame, because in this period in Minecraft history, every server had to have survival games. If you didn't have survival games, then you didn't have players, and if you didn't have players, well, they gotta record Batman Minecraft weight gain roleplay somewhere. Every server had their own little spin on survival games. By default, it was a pure PvP battle royale game mode where you loot chests on a shrinking map until one player remains. But maybe one server makes the maps extra big, another server emphasizes the survival aspect. A third server might make the worst survival games ever. Seriously, Hypixel survival games is so bad. And Mineplex used kits. Now, kits were nothing new in Minecraft PvP. Plenty of servers use them across various minigames to let players choose what sort of armor and gear they want to start with. The difference for Mineplex, though, was that instead of items, kits gave you abilities. Just in survival games alone, we have the Brawler's Slam move, the Bomber kit, that one's self-explanatory, the Necromancer, where you turn people into skeleton allies, Beastmaster gives you a wolf. Every one of these kits mix up the game by giving you a special set of combat abilities, and they are awesome. My favorite kit, the Axeman, would let you throw axes, and one time when I was like 13, I beat a hacker by just hurling a full hotbar of hot axe into their face. I got called every swear word in the English language, and I just had a huge beaming smile on my face like, yeah, this is the best moment of my life. Kits are a gigantic part of why Mineplex survival games is so fondly remembered, but they were also a core feature of the server as a whole. You would play games, which gave you gems, which you used to get kits, which change up the way you play the game. And it seems like there's an obvious problem here that free kits probably suck and the expensive or even premium kits clean house, but that wasn't true. I would actually argue that the default kits were almost always the best ones, the gem kits were solid, and the premium or achievement kits were always kinda weird. Look at Turf Wars, for example.
See what I mean? No, Lee Bear killed me!
Turf Wars is a minigame that makes very simple use of kits, but but the little ways they change up the game are so much fun. Archer, the default, is the best by a mile, because your arrow's one-shot. But then you have Infiltrator, which lets you move on enemy lines, and it sucks. It's way worse than Archer, but if even one player has that kit equipped, that's something you have to look out for now. Then there's the Shredder. This is the worst one, because it gives you like an arrow shotgun blast that doesn't one-shot. All it's really good for is destroying the wool in your opponent's forts. But this was actually my favorite kit when I was a kid, because nobody ever expected the enemy team to actually have a Shredder, so it totally gets everyone off guard. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but these little differences in gameplay add up to mean so much when you're playing the same minigames over and over again. It's incredible to me that more servers don't use this system. Even better was when a game was made for kits, like Super Smash Mobs. Inherently, Minecraft and Super Smash Bros. Just seems like a really fun idea to begin with. Well, okay, maybe not. But this game mode is awesome, because it's a perfect use of the kit system. You start with 2 characters, the Skeleton and the Iron Golem, and unlock new ones as you play. It's also just a great time messing around as all the different fighters, the maps are sweet, the combat's great. I just remember that each character also has ultimates. This was an all-time best minigame, not just on Mineplex, like one of the best Minecraft minigames ever. Also, Bridges. Absolutely my favorite Mineplex game, and it's not even close. I have so many memories from this game, and I miss it so bad. What I always loved about Bridges is that even though it's very PvP focused, and I suck at PvP, there are tons of other roles that anybody can play to help their team, and a huge part of that is this game's kits. Bridges is made up of a 10-minute prep period of mining and crafting. Hey, I said the thing.
Flint and steel.
And then after that, you get released to go pork each other's chops until one team is left. But depending on what kit you pick, you can be a builder, an archer, a foodster, you can be a miner and get DM'd by Minecraft YouTubers on Twitter. Sorry, that was so easy. I think I just really appreciate how much this game mode leaves players room to come up with their own creative strategies, but also lets anybody who wants PvP just do PvP. It's awesome, and I love it to death. Anyway, look at the time. It's Mixed Arcade Tier List! I really loved the arcade games, so I'm gonna rank them. Paintball is fun. And Mineplex Paintball is a shining example of a minigame where everything about it is executed perfectly. From the maps to the combat, all the way down to the way the paintballs splatter the terrain. Blue team fires snowballs, red team fires ender pearls, and both teams shoot them out of horse armor. When you take damage, your outfit becomes purple, and you can fix it by healing yourself and teammates with splash water bottles. Everything just comes together so well. Super Paintball also continues the Mineplex legacy where the default kit kicks ass and the premium kit for getting all the achievements actually kinda sucks. For my money though, it's the shotgun that really cleans house in this game. You're gonna have to believe me on this because I don't have footage of it, but in like 2014 I won a 1v8 with the shotgun. And they were reviving teammates too, so it was more like a 1v15. You may agree that that's super cool, or call me a loser for being that good at Mineplex Super Paintball, but it's been 11 years and I'm still riding that high a little. Easy A for Super Paintball. And what the hell, let's do it, 2 bangers in a row. Death Tag is amazing. It is literally just zombie tag in Minecraft and I love it. The maps are great, both teams are fun to play, the trader kit is for boneheads, and it's a great time every time. A for Death Tag. Bacon Brawl, that's a B. Dragons has its moments, but also struggles with the exact same problem as every other server minigame where you survive ender dragons. The only thing consistent about the dragon AI is that it is super weird and unpredictable and kinda dumb. I never loved this one, but it's not awful. C for Dragons. Okay, Dragon Escape though. Everybody who played Dragon Escape knows how weird it is. The parkour was just too hard for 90% of people, so the game would either end in 30 seconds or everyone would have to watch one person run the whole course. It was also just really repetitive. This is a D. Monster Maze kinda sucks sink garbage. You want a monster maze? Check out this minigame map I made in middle school because our computer lab PCs had Minecraft for some reason. I'd get everyone to join on land, then these command blocks gave all but one of the players blindness and you'd have to get through the whole maze while one person chased you. The maze solution was the same every time, but we only played it like 3 times, so it was cool. Anyway, Monster Maze is Garbo. D. One in the Quiver, this is a true Mineplex classic, but I'm like 50-50 on it. Personally, I do think it's a fun game mode, but if I ever had to play 2 rounds in a row, I would probably just leave. B. Runner's alright. Having kits makes it better than other servers' runner games, but it's still just a runner game. C. Ooh, Sheep Quest! Oh, I love this game. It's one of those minigames where you have to grab stuff from the middle and have the most by the end, and the fun part of Sheep Quest is that it's more than just collecting sheep. Sheep Quest is a strategy game. Maybe one team is just cleaning house, way better than everybody else. But that also makes them a more valuable target for the other teams, so it's not just about combat, it's about balancing a high score without becoming the biggest target. There's so much depth to this game and I love it. A for Sheep Quest. Snake, it's alright, C. I like Super Spleef, it's like Runner but way cooler, that's a B. Oh, Sneaky Assassins, this one's awesome. A bunch of players disguised as villagers try and hunt each other down as targets. On its own, it's like an A+ minigame idea. But just like the other A's, the execution here is also just perfect. Great stuff, A for Sneaky Assassins. Wither Assault is another awesome idea with great execution, but there's just something weird about it. Something's missing between the normal gameplay loop and you getting insta-killed by a Wither. There also isn't really a teamwork component as a human or as a Wither, and whether or not you die often feels a bit outside your control. It's cool, but it's just missing something. B. And then there's Evolution, which was always full of hackers, and I think the last one was Bomb Lobbers. There isn't a good resource for this online. I'm listing these from memory on the Mineplex fandom page. Also, I can't remember if Turf Wars was on the rotation or not. I think what I liked so much about Mixed Arcade was that it reflected something special about the way Mineplex made minigames. It always felt like they started with a fun idea that you could probably put together in vanilla Minecraft, and then just stacked as much additional crap on top as they could fit. Even in something like Dominate, which was pretty close to rock hit PvP, they'd still squeeze in all these fun little things like class skills and King of the Hill elements. And then so many other Mineplex games were just these ridiculous ideas that barely came together to create something coherent. But hey, it's really cool that they tried. Even though Castle Siege got removed in 2018 because it was literally impossible to get a full 60-player lobby, the fact that I can say I got to play this feels like an achievement I'd want on my grave. Right next to Nobly Sacrifice to contain the extinction entity for the next 10,000 years, which will hopefully create strange and frightening implications for future historians. It might have just been the era of Minecraft we were in, but Mineplex was overall such a chill place. You look back on an old video of Mineplex Hunger Games and you're like, no, Captain Sparkles, don't team with a rando, that's cheating. But everyone would just kinda roll with it. I don't know, now I go play any other server and it feels like everybody else is here to beat me up and take my lunch money. Even outside of PvP, I'll run into cool people here and there, but like 90% of players just pretend like they're the only one on the server. It just feels like our pursuit of fun never overlaps. Mineplex was never this perfect paragon of peace and love and mutual respect between all players, but even at worst, it still felt like the games brought out a sense of community. The teamwork of bridges, the unpredictability of Super Smash mobs, the weird nonsense of Turf Wars, and the random chill people in survival games, all felt like irreplaceable parts of a living community. I never liked Champions or the later versions of Dominate, cause I sucked at both of them, but even though they were pretty much pure PvP, I know that even those games had really active social communities. All this is to say that Mineplex was wonderful. But it did shut down for a reason. I think even as early as 2015, you could see the seeds of failure being planted here and there. It started with Mineplex bringing in Skywars and Build Battle and other games that everyone was putting on their servers at the time, but Mineplex wasn't putting any interesting spin on them. Over time, hackers slowly got worse, the internal server management was all weird, and as Mineplex continued to make games that stood out less and less while allowing everything else to nosedive into an active volcano, I think people just lost interest. But for me personally, none of that even slightly compares with what they did to the holiday minigames. Christmas Chaos and Halloween Horror were the actual best things that Mineplex ever had. In October 2014, I remember I went to my friend's birthday party and somehow they let me use their computer, and I just spent the entire time I was there playing Halloween Horror. These games were so impossibly good. They were just cooperative PvE combat and puzzles with like 11 other people, but they really thrived on this solid design structure where it would just be total chaos for like 15 minutes and then culminate in an awesome boss battle. Then, I guess Mineplex wasn't happy about having fun holiday minigames that people love, so a few years later they rebranded from Christmas Chaos and Halloween Horror to Christmas Crap-Ass and Halloween Terminal Cancer Diagnosis. First, these remastered versions of the classic holiday minigames brought the number of players way down from 12 to 4, which really hyper-emphasized each person's contribution. Even one bad player meant you were gonna languish in hell until some damage sponge ended your run on the spot. They were trying to do like a 4-player PvE survival thing, but all the enemies took way too long to kill, the puzzles were way lamer, and both minigames leaned so heavily into combat despite the fact that none of the new enemies were actually interesting. And hey, classic Halloween Horror was all combat, but it was also fun, and this isn't. Where Mineplex once stood unchallenged as the greatest Minecraft minigame server of all time, by as early as 2018 it was very distinctly giving the vibes of a nearly extinct Chuck E. Cheese that'll be the victim of an unsolved arson in about 2 years. Nobody's sitting out their friend's birthday party to play this. Not that that's a good thing that I did that. Like, it was a really good birthday party, but that's just how good Halloween Horror was. But finally, after years of dipping in and out of a 3-digit player count, one day in 2023, Mineplex kinda just stopped. And I miss it. I get that it had to shut down, but maybe if they like fix things up a little, polish their image, there's a chance, right? Oh, Mineplex, won't you come back to me? Yeah, that's not what I meant, but let's see how this goes. So, after Mineplex went under, this one guy bought it, and they actually have a team working on getting things back up and relaunching, which, holy chimp heaven, hell yeah, yes. You know, I just wanted to make this video to cope with the fact that I'm never gonna get to play Bridges ever again, but like, yes, please. I would love Mineplex to come back, that sounds awesome. Well, okay, sort of. I'm worried. Mostly about this guy. Sammytoe, a streamer and former Mineplex player, is the person who bought the server after it went down. I definitely appreciate him doing that, and I don't want any of that to get swept under the rug. But also, where did he get the money? Well, Sammytoe is a competitive Overwatch 2 player. And I was gonna have a clean cut to a clip here, but I just need to give like a warning. I was just skipping randomly around one of his streams for footage, and this like genuinely scared me. I turned the volume way down, just
This is another
heads
example
up.
of where Freya is just not good enough.
What tank do we want?
Not Hog. I don't think it matters, bro. It's okay. We're trying, but I think this game's just over, sadly.
Yeah, no. It's alright.
It's not alright!
So, yeah. This video so far has kind of been one big thing to honor what I consider to be the most fun online multiplayer experience Minecraft has ever had. In contrast, Overwatch 2 is one of the least fun online multiplayer experiences the internet has ever had. And even though Sammytoe does this for a living, it seems like he probably agrees that this game sucks.
Yo, like, half my team is playing Ring Around the Rosie. Holy shit! How about you? Like, nah, dude. Honestly, for a group of players that are banned from schools, for them to be playing Ring Around the Rosie on my team, this is crazy.
I rewrote this section because I was like open but cautious about this guy being in charge of Mineplex, but now I'm just afraid of him. None of this gives me confidence in his ability to take this project in the right direction. I'm worried that if we even get this Mineplex revival, it might be a lot more Cake Wars and a lot less mixed arcade, you know? But hey, it's just the one guy. What's there to worry about? Well, from the few closed betas they've held over the last year, the games they've been showing off in early access are Cake Wars, Dominate, another really bad looking Halloween minigame that clearly didn't learn anything from the other bad Halloween minigames, One in the Quiver, that's kinda cool I guess. I'm gonna say this now, and this is a promise on my authority as a total dork who knows this stuff. If this new Mineplex tries to be Hypixel 2.0, it will be a ghost town in 2 weeks. We do not need more Hypixels. The fact that every server right now is copying Hypixel is a big part of why we need this Mineplex revival. A lot of minigames right now feel like they're made for players who can do this, and this, and this. I've been playing Minecraft for 13 years now, and I cannot do any of this. And that's fair, it's a skill issue. But I'm not the only person who doesn't want to learn how to do this stuff. If Mineplex wants to work around this and draw in players of all skill levels, they need to double down on their more chaotic games and really emphasize the role of Kidz. If samey Bed Wars slop is what you need to draw in the existing player base, that's fine, whatever. But there are actual millions of players who have retired from Minecraft servers because it's all samey Skywars slop. I know that for unique experiences like bridges and Super Smash Mobs and Paintball and Castle Siege, you could bring some of those players back. And come on, what is this lobby? Please tell me this is like a placeholder map. Let players explore and hang out and find secrets and do parkour in between rounds like the old hub area. Building 800 identical houses that you can't actually enter is like anti-community infrastructure. Oh, quick edit. They actually reverted the new lobby and now it's kinda like the old one. Sorta lamer, but like, it's something. Please, Mineplex, play to your strengths. If this server actually does come out, and it has minigames that we can't play anywhere else, I will be on here all the time. But I don't want to be waiting 20 minutes for a Bridges lobby to fill up, after all the excited returning players realize you're bringing back the bad Mineplex that nobody played on because it sucked. I'm not the only person who wants a more laid-back and friendly Minecraft server experience than what's available right now. That casual audience is going to be your make or break. Please don't screw this up. Or else, I'm gonna use this empty server to record Batman weight gain roleplay.